One of my favourite forms of entertainment, in fact, it's the favourite form of entertainment, is going to a good concert. Um, I've had the privilege of seeing many of the greats over the years. From the very first show, which was Queen in December 1980, when my mate John O'Neill said, "We're going to see Queen. Would you like to come along?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, why not?" And I was, I think, 15 then. That was the first ever concert I went to. That was at Wembley Arena, and it was an amazing show. And what, as I say, that's for that to be your first show. Yeah, you can only get hooked on live gigs. And I've had the pleasure of seeing most of the greats over the years, from that 1980 onwards. Obviously, of those that died earlier, like Elvis, the Doors, Jimi Hendrix. I wasn't able to see, but over the years, I saw Queen with Freddie 4 times. The last time in 1986, that great show at Wembley Stadium, when he came on with the crown on top of his head. Fantastic performer, as we all know. Since then, Queen, it's got to be said, they should have called it a day after Freddie died. None of the replacements come anywhere near the great man, and I've never seen them since Freddie died. Excuse me. Um, who else have I seen? I saw the Rolling Stones. That was the last concert I saw at the London Stadium a few weeks ago. Amazing show. I never thought Queen could be equalled, but the Stones were fantastic, and they played all the great songs. It couldn't have been a better set list. Started with Jumping Jack Flash and Painted Black. They played Satisfaction, Sympathy for the Devil, Start Me Up, Brown Sugar. Every song you wanted them to play, they played. It was an incredible show, and they're in the 70s, these guys, and they were amazing. That day I realised why the Rolling Stones had the reputation that they have. It was it was up there with Queen, and as my favourite show. Amazing. Also had the pleasure of seeing Springsteen twice. Another one with a great live reputation. Saw him on the Born in USA tour in the 1980s at Wembley Stadium, the old Wembley Stadium. Brilliant. And at Crystal Palace, the Rising tour. Again, he was brilliant. Saw Sir Paul McCartney, The Who, Manic Street Preachers, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, Cat Stevens, Elvis Costello many times. He's he's one of my favourites as well, and I've seen him more times than anybody else. Paul Weller, who's brilliant. Kate Bush twice on the Before the Dawn tour. Amazing and unique shows that she put on. And many others. Bob Dylan twice. Brilliant Bob Dylan. Van Morrison, another incredible songwriter. And I've seen the three great Persian singers who, in the West, most people won't know who they are, but in all Iranians and many Asians will know who they are. Dariush, Ebi, and Gagoosh were all great. So I've seen the trio of the great Persian singers. Gagoosh was my favourite. Amazing singer. I've also seen Echo and the Bunnymen a few times. Tears for Fears, and we're going to see him again next year. Went to Glastonbury in 1995, only once, but it was an incredible experience. I'd love to go again, and one day I'm sure I will. Saw Oasis and Page and Plant of Led Zeppelin, who were fantastic. Going to see Rob Plant again later this year at the O2, and Van Morrison is on the same bill. It's a blues fest, so I'm looking forward to that. going to see Manic Street Preachers again, September, at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, which is a small venue in Hammersmith. That's going to be interesting. And who else have I seen? The White Snake, which is one of the few heavy metal bands that I've seen. Actually, I've only seen White Snake and Ozzy Osbourne. And during my teenage years, I was a big heavy metal fan, but only seen 2 heavy metal acts live. The Who and Ozzy, and they're great. The Who, White Snake and Ozzy. White Snake were fantastic, Yeah. Also, what else have I seen? Ultravox, Nick Haywood. Some may laugh at that one, but it was very good. I went with my sister, but it was very good actually. At the Dominion, I think it was in up central London. It was good. So I mean, my experience of U2 I've seen at Wembley Arena. So my concert experiences over the years have been fantastic. Saw Ray Davis as well some years ago. That was one of the worst experiences, not because of the performance, but I wasn't well that day. But overall, I've had some. Almost every show's been fantastic. The quality and standard is so high, and I must admit I've made some excellent choices. And it's quality rather than quantity. Some people go 50 concerts a year kind of thing, but it's the law of diminishing returns. The more if you see somebody too many times, you don't get the same kind of pleasure. I like to. For me, going to a live show is an event, and you've got to. You can't go too often. Elvis Costello, as I say, I've seen more than anybody. I think 8 times in total over the years, but they're well spaced. They're spaced out, and he's an incredible performer, and he's always giving different shows, and and you can never get bored with Elvis Costello. But 8 times over 30 years is not too many. So who are the best live shows that I've seen? As I say, Queen, the Rolling Stones, Kate Bush, Elvis Costello, Cat Stevens, or otherwise known as Yusef, because he was a very cool performer. Bruce Springsteen, Paul McCartney. Actually, I can go on because they're all fantastic. The Who, Manic Street Preachers, amazing. Brian Wilson, I went there thinking, it's Brian Wilson. He's had problems, medical problems and things. I didn't know how great the show would be. His voice isn't as great as it used to be in his peak years. It was a little bit kind of immobile kind of thing, but when he was fantastic. He came on, he was sat at the piano. It was amazing, and the band was superb. I really enjoyed that. All the great songs. It was he played everything, all of the Pet Sounds stuff. It was a Pet Sounds kind of tour, and with other greatest hits, Beach Boys' greatest hits. It was amazing. So yeah, David Bowie. I forgot David Bowie. I saw David Bowie at Wembley Arena. Oh, and Morrissey at Earls Court. They were fine. They were good as well. Yeah. But if I'm going to pick my top 5, it would be Queen with Freddie, Wembley Stadium 1986, the Rolling Stones, London Stadium 2018, Kate Bush, Before the Dawn, concerts in, I think it was 2014, it was around about that time. Elvis Costello at Hammersmith Apollo, I think it was 2005. But every show, Queen and Costello and all these people, they're all, every show they play is amazing. But those four and the other one, it's a difficult one to choose. It'll either be Sir Paul McCartney at Wembley Arena, or I think Cat Stevens, or Youssef at Hammersmith. Sir Paul McCartney's back catalogue's amazing, so I suppose I have to give him the edge. So he'll be the fifth. They're the five greatest live performers that I've seen.